Hey, what's up? You're gonna learn something new today from Neil FPV. Alright, so I wanna set my throttle hover properly, okay? And so that way, when I'm trying to move my quadcopter or drone, specifically at the position where it's moving forward and it's always stable even if you are moving your stick lightly like that. So if you want to keep it as stable as possible, then follow this. So what we're gonna do with my radio or with your radio is that we will have to enable the logging on the radio. Some folks have done it differently, like for example, they're doing a ho- a hover test, and then while hovering the quad, they are looking at the stick. All right, that works too, but I believe the value for the throttle is a little off compared to when you're really flying it. Okay, because the amount of force when you are just hovering, the amount of force that you put on the throttle is not enough. And when you are flying and then the quad is moving forward, if you use that same amount of throttle, what's going to happen? It can go down and hit the ground, right? So I'm sharing a different technique here. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to configure the logging first by going to the special function, inputs, mixes, outputs, curves, logical. Yeah, right here, special function. We're gonna add a new one. And then the key that I'll be using is the arm. And my arm is the SB switch. Yeah, you're right. This, like, yeah, this one. Okay, that's arm. And then I'm gonna press enter. And then I'm gonna switch over to the next column. And then I'm gonna look for the SD logging. Okay. There you go, SD logs. And then I'm very used to 1 second logging. All right, done, that's it. So what this is gonna do is, once you start flying, it's gonna create a file inside the logs folder. And I'll show you that later. All right, guys, come on, let's go out and let's fly now. Okay? There you go. Alright guys, we're here. Let me turn off the car. So, I'm gonna teach you how to set throttle hover, okay? This is my technique and it's much more, way better than, hovering in place. This one is a real flight. I guess when you're doing a hover in place, it's not really, the value that you get for the throttle is actually not the right position. But if you're flying it, that's when you get the proper number for the throttle. All right, okay guys, let's get started. All right guys, what I did today, I reconfigured my radio, the Zorro, and enabled logging, so that way I'll be able to figure out at what throttle I need to set my expo. That way there won't be much change, and every time I like kind of like do hover, something like that. So that's what I'm gonna do. inch above the ground. Pretty cool, right? Well, again, what I was trying to do was I wanted to set the throttle hover so that way when I am sorry guys, I'm working on my radio here. So when I am touching or controlling the quad, specifically the throttle stick, it doesn't bounce a lot, okay? So doing that kind of flight, like steady, with the SD logging enabled on the radio, will allow me to figure out what value I need to set in Betaflight configurator. Okay, so let me just remove the battery. There you go. Done. So telemetry lost. So I don't have any camera on the radio, so I won't be able to figure out what it is. But the logs on the goggles, sorry, the logs on the radio will give me the exact value that I need to set the throttle hover or hover. Yeah. So I'm guessing the throttle hover might be around like 1400. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna open the Betaflight configurator, and then I'm gonna teach you what I was trying to explain. I'm gonna show you what I'm trying to explain. Alrighty guys, let's go home before it gets dark. I'm really happy because, you know, it's already what, 6:48 p.m. and the time adjusted yesterday. And yeah, look at that, guys, so beautiful. It rained a little this morning, so that's why you see like that thing. But anyways, look at that. See, it's so beautiful, right? Yeah, so beautiful, guys. And yeah, I love my iFlight. It's really good. Okay, it's got an Emax Echo 2 1920 kV, Gempan. That's a Filipino pronunciation of letter F. Gempan. It's Gemfan. In Filipino, it's Gempan. My Filipino accent. Gempan. It's Gemfan. American accent. Gemfan. I think it's MCK. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. I hope you're gonna like this series too, because like what I said, the throttle hover allows you to make the quad stay as much as possible at the place where it's currently at. So if it wasn't, and your fingers throttle, when your finger on the throttle is kind of moving a lot, what's gonna happen is that it's gonna go up and down like this, right? Now if you have an expo on that number, like for me maybe it's gonna be 1450 or 1400, the movement would be much more smoother because there's gonna be a higher resolution. You see it when you add expo. The linear curve goes from like this to like letter S. Yeah, like that. See? Instead of straight, goes like letter S. Yeah, like that. Okay. Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna show you the real thing later. Alright, guys. I've copied the logs from the radio, and yeah, this is it. Okay, so we will do some math. All right. So the log format that is generated by the radio is in CSV, comma separated value. And the part or the column that we are interested in is this one, the throttle, all right? So most of the time on the flight today, oops, sorry, let me zoom in. Okay. So most of the time, I don't know if I can zoom in. Yeah, there you go. So most of the time during my flight, I did my best to stay at the same throttle position as possible. I did my best, all right? But of course, I wasn't sure if I was really consistent, but I did not do any rolls. It's just pure cruising. But the difference was some were very fast and some were just okay. All right, so let's sort this out. Oh, by the way, what does negative 1024 mean? It means that the throttle is at zero position. I'm not sure why it's showing 1024, but it's supposed to be 1000, all right? I don't know why it's like that. It's beyond, like below zero, okay? And then we're gonna sort this column so that way we can see the first number being the lowest, which is zero, and here it's negative 1024. We will sort that, and that would be, is this? Yeah, this is it. Okay. And then sort by, since we selected column THR, which is throttle, it's gonna sort it by that. All right, so let me click on something here, a cell. All right, so here you go. So this was when my quad was still at rest. Okay, I wasn't moving, and then I started moving. See, I'm increasing the, I'm moving the throttle, I'm pitching it forward. I'm referring to the throttle stick, and then I started speeding up. Look at the number. We are going close towards the middle throttle, which is like the negative 500. Okay, and then what I'm looking for here is when the number became so consistent, like close to each other. So 700, look at these numbers, they're very close to each other because I tried my best to keep the stick as, like, as much as possible, stick to the position. But of course, we cannot tell because I did not release my fingers. If I release my fingers on the stick, on the throttle, would have been like a standard value here, a static value, a constant value. But yeah, look at the numbers. It's somewhere, yeah, like this one. I was throttling a lot. And again, if you recall earlier, we set the recording on the throttle to the logging by 1 second, right? All right, so this one means I'm speeding it up more, but still average of like maybe 665. And then we will minus that later so that we can get the percentage number. Or we can also open up Betaflight configurator specifically on the receiver tab, so we can see the value that's close to that number. So again, yeah, 670, yeah, 650. And then I think I even made it faster. Yeah, really, really fast now. 628. That's really close to the middle part of the throttle. So 610 is kind of like 1400. Yeah, this one, this value is a cell. It's similar to like 1399 throttle, right? Because throttle is like 2000 minus 600. It's 1399. Yeah. So 2000 minus 600, that's 1400. And then we will look at the receiver tab later inside Betaflight configurator so that we can tell how it actually looks like on the radio. Although you won't see it, but you'll have an idea of what I'm talking about. So this one is really, really fast now. I'm negative 597. That would be what? Yeah, it's still fast. It's going fast because I remember pitching the pitch stick more forward. Yeah, let's see. 578, 577, which I don't think I must use this value because I don't really fly really fast. Okay, so this is too fast already. Like this is like 1450. Yeah, 1450, I guess. What else? 540 538. Yeah, look at that. Oh, I even was even faster here. Okay. There you go. Yeah, that's really, really fast. Okay. All right. So cool. Because we sorted it by the number, right? So it's not in timestamp order anymore. That's why we're seeing here the fastest I got. It was negative 411, which is what? Let's use this cell. Oh, what's that? I typed 00 and then it did that. Minus 411. Oh, what happened? Where's that value? So that value on the throttle stick, if you want to see it on Betaflight, it would be 1589. Okay. Yeah, but we don't want this value. That's too fast. Normally, I don't fly that fast. So if we were to get the middle part between 411 and what? Maybe 650. Yeah, 650 or 670. Yeah, 670. So 650 and 411. What's that by the way, guys? So equals 670 minus, what was the value? 411. Yeah, that would be 259. Okay, that is actually the range. So if we were to get the middle here, that would be what? So let's see if my math is correct. So equals 259, or let's say 260, let's round it up, divided by 2. That would give us 130. So equals 411 plus 130. That would be, oh, what did I do? Did I multiply? Oh, 4,000. That would be 541 is the middle. And then if we minus 670 minus 130, we should get the number 541 here, or close. Yeah, 540. There you go. So if we head back here, 541 is kind of like the middle, 541. But I think that's in the like. Well, my quad is connected, so.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
Wow. All right. So now maybe I'm gonna pick negative 550. Let's pick 550. So equals 2000, which is the higher part of the throttle, minus 550. I'm gonna set it to 1450. Oh my god, remember guys? I said 1450. Alright, so now let's zoom out. Let's open up Betaflight configurator. And then let's connect to the radio. I mean to the quad. And this is what I was talking about. Receiver. Watch this throttle thing here. See this value? Let me zoom in. I'm gonna set it to 1450, although you won't see actually how the stick looks like on my radio. Yeah, there you go. It's so hard to be exact, but it's okay. So 1450 is where I'm actually gonna set my radio so it doesn't do a lot of movement. So that way, if my hand was actually shaking and I'm scared like that, right? If you do an expo there around 1450, then that means your quad, since it will be a higher sorry, since there will be a higher throttle resolution, the amount of value that will be sent to your quad will be like we'll stay close to that because you know what I'm talking about because of the S curve. Let's go there now to the S curve. Let me zoom out again. So I'm talking about PID tuning, this one, specifically the rate profile. If you see here, it's not set to the mid throttle. So now, let me now let me find out in look at this number. See, I cannot tell which one it is. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to receiver tab and set the throttle to 1450. Yeah, you know what? 1450. It's so hard, but it's okay. That will be fine. Then let's head back to PID tuning, and I'm not gonna touch the throttle stick. And let's head here. You'll see here, it's 45%, and then the curve would be like that. So dot 12 is kind of like actually the original value is 0. So maybe I've done it like a long time ago. So it was set to 50. Now what we're gonna do is we can set it to like maybe 0.2. So that way it has much more resolution on around that number. And then I'm gonna click save. Yeah, let me zoom in first to see what I'm talking about. Yeah, look at that thing. It's kind of like S. And I don't like so much S curve. Look at that. That's too much. You would also want your quad to respond properly or quickly. So dot 2 for me is okay. All right. And then we're gonna click save. There you go. It's saved now. So that's my rates. Okay, and I'm so used with these rates. All right. Hopefully, guys, you learned a lot today on how to set or configure the throttle curve. Okay. Alrighty. That's all I wanted to share. Hopefully, guys, you learned something. All right. Later.